guys, today we're going to get a little irregular. And no, I'm not talking about your sleep schedule. We're talking about irregular verbs. If you ever had to conjugate verbs like go, eat, or run, you've probably asked yourself, why don't these guys follow the rules? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the weird world of verbs that don't just want to be regular. I mean, who wants to follow the rules, right? First things first, what exactly is an irregular verb? In English, most verbs play nice and follow the regular rule of just adding id to the end when you want to talk about the past. For example, walk turns into walked, and talk turns into talk. Super easy, right? But then you have the little rebellious ones. Verbs that throw out the rule book and say, I do what I want. Take go, went, eat, ate, or run, ran. Those rules don't follow any predictable pattern. They're the cool kids of the verb world, breaking all the rules and still getting invited to the verb party. So, why did these verbs exist? What happened to the good old days of regularity? Well, the answer lies in the deep, dark history of the English language. English has evolved over hundreds of years, and these verbs are like the vintage cars of grammar. Old school, but still going strong. Back in Old English, think medieval times. No Wi-Fi, lots of swords. Verbs had different endings, depending on things like tense, mood, and who was doing the action. For example, to go used to be gan, and its past tense was iod. Try saying that 5 times fast. But over time, the language simplified, and many of those endings had faded. However, some irregular verbs held on to their old forms, like stubborn grandpas refusing to change with the times. So, how did these irregular verbs evolve? Well, language is like a constantly shifting sandcastle. It's always changing, and sometimes those little verb sand grains get rearranged. Take go, for example. In Old English, it was gan. In the past tense, it was yod. But eventually, yod became went, which is totally different from gan. It's like saying ice cream used to be chocolate, and now it's mint chip. Same idea, different flavor. It's like language just decided one day that, hey, regular rules are boring, let's mix it up. And the result, irregular verbs that made us scratch our heads every time we write our story or do a grammar test. So what's next for irregular verbs? Are they going to hold on to their rebel status forever? Will more verbs start acting regular in the future? If possible, we've already seen some regularization in the recent years. For example, people now say dreamed instead of dreamt. Though I secretly miss the latter, it's got that vintage charm. But other irregulars are likely to stick around and take run, eat, and go. They've been in the game for so long, they've earned the right to do whatever they want. They're like that one friend who shows up fashionably late to everything, but still manages to steal the spotlight. To wrap it up, irregular verbs are like the cool, unpredictable rebels of the English language. They don't follow the rules because they've come from a long time ago, when verbs were more complex. Over centuries, they evolved into their own unique ways, and despite our best efforts to regularize them, many of them are here to stay. So next time you struggle with go to went, or eat to ate, just remember, those verbs are just doing their own thing, and who can blame them for that? They've earned their irregularity.